These might be the only two tools that you need in order to reach an advanced level of English. And the best news is that you can do this on your own, and it is almost free. We'll talk more about that later. So on your screen, you can see tool number 1, which is ChatGPT. You can use Google Gemini, Claude as well, any of the chatbots, the AI chatbots. But this is step 1 before we use another tool in order to advance our learning. Now, you can use ChatGPT to learn English in many ways, but the method that I'm going to share with you is such a powerful method because it trains all the 4 skills of English: listening, writing, reading, and speaking. And it helps you learn English in a natural way, in a way where you can just speak and not think about grammar rules. And I've been talking about this method for a long time, and it works. It is super powerful. So, as you can see here, what I have is a list of sentences in English and also on the right in Spanish. Now, this is obviously just going to be your language. Whatever your language is, include this here. And this is important, as we're going to see soon. Now, in the past, translations were awful. They were terrible. They were word for word and literal. Now, translations are so much better. So what I've asked ChatGPT to do here is to create 30 sentences all about verb patterns. Now, I chose verb patterns because a lot of learners struggle with verb patterns. So this is just, for example, saying, I want to buy a ticket instead of I want buying. I forgot to bring my camera, or I can't stand waiting. So it's knowing whether to use the gerund or the infinitive. This is also a perfect example of showing you how important it is to learn through sentences instead of learning through rules. Because if you learn the rules to this, it's in your head, but it doesn't come out. When you repeat these sentences, it's going to come out naturally. And if you do this with thousands of sentences, your English is going to improve dramatically. And I use this method with my own language learning, which I'll talk about in a moment. So the step 1 to this is to create sentences that are specific to you and your learning. Now, you can tell ChatGPT all about your life so that it creates sentences that are specific to you. Or you can just type in some sentences in your native language and ask to translate those into English, and then to give you more examples of this too. But it's important to create sentences that are specific to you and your learning. A bonus tip here is after watching a YouTube video, a YouTube lesson, you can extract the sentences from that lesson and use this method too. But the key here is to ask ChatGPT to create 2 different columns for a table and then to create a CSV format. Now, a CSV format is like Excel or Google Sheets, for example. You could also just copy and paste these into Google Sheets or Excel. The method works fine, but you want a CSV file, okay? So I'll leave the instructions to this in the description too. And then download this file before moving on to the second tool. The second tool is Anki. You can see it written up here. Now, Anki is digital flashcard software that use space repetition, okay? You'll often see SRS, spaced repetition software. Don't worry too much about this. Just think of it as digital flashcards. And many of you who have seen my videos before will already know about this. Now, there are some really key aspects to this to get it right. And once you do and go through all this method, you're going to find your English is going to improve a lot. So it's really important to follow this carefully. Now you can see here, I created all of these different decks. So like think of a deck of cards, like a folder of Italian sentences. And last year I went to Rome for a few days. I had 2.5 weeks to learn Italian, and my Italian was pretty good for someone who learned for 2.5 weeks. I could order food, I could have basic conversations, I could ask questions, and I could understand quite a bit of Italian for this basic everyday Italian. And that's because I created sentences that were specific to me, and I spent a lot of time learning these sentences. Now, okay, stay with me. All you need to do is click import file, and I'll do that now, and I'll pause the video. Okay, so after importing the file, you're going to see this screen here. Now, field separator is comma. That's right, because it's a CSV file. And then what we have is field 1, which is the front of the card. So column 1 here, and column 2 is here. So if you go down, you can see front and back. Okay, so English on the front, Spanish on the back. I think it's better to do your target language. So you're learning English, put English at the front, and you'll see why soon. And then all you need to do is click import, and those cards are now imported. The next thing to do is click show, because there's something else we need to do with it. So you can just see here, this one is English front and back. All I'm going to do with this one, if I remember how to do this quickly, is delete. So that card is now gone. Okay. There's an extra bit to this, which is important. Okay. And it's something called Awesome TTS. And I'll leave a link to this later. But what this does is it's going to put voice to this. Because when it comes to learning English or any language, you want to be able to hear it too. This is an important step. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add audio to it. Now you might need to buy this. It's very cheap, but it's very good too. And we can use all of these different voice programs. If we just use Google, we're going to go up to English. And let's just do English Mail. Let's do Neural English Mail. Okay, let's just see it. And we're going to say, I want to go to preview.
I want to go. I want to go.
Fine. Okay. Now what we're going to do is put this at the front. This wants to be on the front here. So the front and the front. And what it's going to do is when you click generate, I've put the speed around this as well. So when we click generate, it's done it for that one note. So I'm actually going to add it to the rest of the notes too. So it's on every note. You can just see here, it's the same one as before, generate. So I'll pause this and let you know when it's done. So now it's saying that all the notes have been done. So what we're going to do is go back. We're going to open up this deck. We're going to do custom study. I'm going to do 5 cards. Okay. And this is the key part now where we're using the second bit of software. Study now.
I want to buy a ticket for the underground.
So this voice is not perfect. It's not the most natural voice you're going to hear, but it's close enough. And you can add your own intonation. You can add your own stress and everything else to it. But you can hear this.
I want to buy a ticket for the underground.
So I want to buy a ticket for the underground. This might be easy to you, but what you're going to do here is click show answer. And maybe it's really easy and you don't need to learn it. Fine, do that. You can also delete it as well. But if you need some extra work, you do hard.
She needs to find a hotel near the station.
She needs to find a hotel near the station. And then again, this one might be hard or again. Now, the idea with this is that you're going to hear the sentence a few times on the first day, right? So let's just say that one's good.
We decided to visit the British Museum yesterday.
We're going to say that one's
They
good.
plan to see a play in the West End tonight.
Another thing to know is that you're seeing the Spanish here as well. So if there's anything that you don't quite understand, you can see what it means in your native language. And then after we've done this a few times, I'll pause the video. So after you've done it a few times, you're going to see this come up, good. I recommend pressing good instead of easy. And then if things start to feel easy after a few days, then you can do it again, okay? So you press good here. You're going to see this one again tomorrow. And this is the key to all of it, is you're going to get the repetition you need when you need it. So instead of having this flashcard or thinking I need to learn these sentences and get your notebook and learn them again tomorrow, this way is doing it so that you're just going to get them and it automatically gives you the sentence when you need to see it. The software does it for you. And you're going to repeat these sentences out loud. You're going to write them down. Sometimes you're going to read them. But the key is you're going to train all 4 skills. You're going to get the patterns, the grammar, in a natural way. And as you increase the sentences, you're going to get flexible with the way you use the language. So if you see, I want to buy a ticket for the underground, she wanted to buy a ticket for the underground, he has wanted to buy a ticket for the underground, you'll be able to use all these sentences in different ways. So I'll list all the tools that you need to use this method in the description, along with this step-by-step guide. So definitely check that out. And also share this video with a friend if you have found it useful. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll answer those for you. And be sure to watch another video that is on your screen now.